Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. One key thing to watch today will be the battle in the trenches. The Bills are top 10 in rush yards allowed, and they're going up against the Jags team that will need to figure out how much it can count on the run. With that, let's hand it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 12 matchup.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And out of bounds there on the kick. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. And here's our first look today at this offense.
And let's start with LaShawn Shady McCoy, their star running back. He can do everything. Run it inside, get to the perimeter, and, of course, catch it out of the backfield.
Second down, here's Taylor. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. And this Jacksonville Jaguar defense, Charles, they have a lot riding on the youngster Jalen Ramsey.
As you well know, he was my #1 player coming out of the 2016 draft. I loved his versatility. The big question mark, is he enough of a ball hawk? Didn't have very many interceptions in college, but boy, he does everything else that you want. Runs, hits, wraps up on his tackles. He's going to start on the corner for the Jaguars.
On third down, Taylor. It's caught, Shepard. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
They'll try and run for it with McCoy. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I'm often struck when I watch LaShawn McCoy play, how often you just watch him, and you almost get mesmerized by his style, and then, boom, there's another 20-plus yard run. It's amazing how he pulls it off.
Yeah, his former second-round pick out of Pittsburgh, still doing it in the league. And he's going to go down. Back back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Now Taylor to throw on second down. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Let's go!
3rd and long, it's Taylor. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down. And now the field goal team on for Buffalo. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. And Hauschka's kick is good. And the Bills' opening drive yields 3. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
Now after the made field goal, Hauschka back out onto the field to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. They go play action here on 1st down. And to the left side here, Wilson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Looking left side, and it's complete. So how about that one, Charles? We haven't seen that in a while. The illegal forward pass.
The quarterbacks get so much leeway on this play that you're right, Brandon. It is very rare that we see the call come out for a legal forward pass.
So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. Bortles to throw on 2nd down. And he will find his man on the outside. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
And he locates Luke Wilson. A gain of 7, and they pick up the 1st.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Now look at the starting unit, and here's to you, Mr. Robinson.
Oh, I like that one. Allen Robinson, I love coming out of Penn State. Everyone kept telling me he's not fast enough, and I kept pointing to the film. And
he fires one that's intercepted. And he's got Rome. Picked off by Rome. There he goes, right side. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Well, no, I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And they went big on first down. Proves unfruitful. Quickly now, a look at the Buffalo defense.
Antonio Cromartie is a fast, lengthy cornerback. Very difficult to get passes over his head in his area.
Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. Bortles will try again on second down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
What's fun to watch is these college receivers transitioning into the NFL and how they grow as route runners. Because a lot of times now in the college game, the spread offenses, there aren't that many routes that they're actually running. Most of the time, they're just trying to find open space and present themselves to the quarterback as easy targets. But in the NFL, you've got to run the entire route tree, and you've got to run it well if you expect to get open.
Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Bortles now to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Catch made right side by Wilson. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like you did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
But how many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter if they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there. And receivers come open. Great discipline on that play. They didn't let that happen and held it to no gain.
And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
They'll come out in the pistol, and they're definitely showing blitz here. And they'll go on the ground, and he is going to lose yardage here. So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Here's Bortles to throw, and he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. Their big-bodied receiver, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are back within a score. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. Took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because...
Looking for his receiver, sharp, and it's intercepted. It's picked up by the rookie, Miles Jack. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Bortles to throw on 3rd and 1. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Luke Wilson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. And that was really just a great battle for that football on both sides. The result is a touchdown.
Ordinarily, I'd like to say it was a win-win, but it really wasn't because the defender, while he was there with excellent coverage, he didn't get the benefit, did he?
But he's not going to get chewed up in film session, will
No,
he?
he was right there. They'll tell him, okay, of course you need to knock the ball away, but they won't be too upset with him. He did his job for the most part.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out come the Bills. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one. Now, that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now it's Taylor. They'll set up the screen to McCoy. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
Fielded at the 20. He had one man to beat. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. On 1st down, Bortles. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A good pickup there.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
There we go now. Green, 90.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. Escaping the pressure right. And he fires one incomplete. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail. Left.
Bortles looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. So on 4th down, on comes the Jaguars' Jason Myers now for the field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And Myers able to knock it through. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Let's go.
A fake to McCoy. Now it's Taylor. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's the rookie from UCLA, Miles Jack, coming in from that outside linebacker spot. He gets him down for a loss of 5. And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last one in before the clock warning.
Come on, let's go. Ohio. Ohio.
3rd and long, it's Taylor. A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. Back to Buffalo after this. Here's Colton Schmidt now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And take it right on the 30. So dangerous with a football in his hands. Call that a return of 38. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Here we go now.
Throwing on 1st down is Bortles. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Flush to his right, and he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it, incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Bortles going to throw, and this is going to be incomplete. The tight end, Luke Wilson, was the target, and that brings up 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And Myers able to knock it through, and they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense, finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
And the Bills offense comes out ready to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that.
Looking for his tight end, Clay, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. The Jaguars getting set to go. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
To throw, it's Bortles. This will be caught inside the 10. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they could do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but they have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Bortles to throw on 2nd down. This will be caught just inside the 10. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Bortles now on 3rd and goal. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
Not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though this offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They'll start the drive with a carry by McCoy. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguars out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now he's hit, and Bortles fumbled. It's loose.
At plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So completion on second down, that brings up third. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
It takes real coordination between the passive and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Bortles. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Now a handoff as they run left side. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
Shaq Lawson's one of those guys that after a while you quit just trying to define him by a position. Defensive end, outside linebacker, doesn't matter. He knows how to get upfield and spill some plays.
So disruptive. What makes him so disruptive?
I think it's strength. If you see his upper body, I mean, he's got some strength up there and some really good hands. But he's got some surprising quickness as well to get him upfield.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Bortles now on first down. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. Fresh set of downs here. So the D-line's going to spread out. On first and 10, here's Bortles. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. That man can leap, Charles. How do you defend a pass like that and a receiver that good?
Partner, you're really doing it through prayer because you can cover them totally downfield, but at the end, they're out.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And oh, he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start. Similar to a slant, it's all about timing when you're throwing a crossing route. Quarterback and receiver have to be in sync, and when they put it on them just right and catch it full speed, running through a defense, can often result in a big pickup of yardage.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And quickly, they get to the line. Here's Taylor to throw. This one complete left side to Green Beckham. And eventually brought down, but it's near the 5 at the 6. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. On second down, here's Taylor. Being chased out left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Dorial Green Beckham, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bills cut into that lead. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Bortles. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you...
Allen Robinson, kiss him goodbye. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So let's try this again as they come to the line to go for 2.
Here we go now. Green, black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
Bortles is going to throw for it. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Antonio Cromartie. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. This is taken at the 3. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time.
And look out, I think he's going to go. And some room to roam now. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 79 yards. Now McCoy. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
One of the things that I observed when Dante Fowler was coming out in the NFL draft, how hard he played the game. Every time I turned on a tape, he was either rushing the passer, making a play, or making a play in space against the ball downfield, or hustling from one sideline to the other. How about that play right there, making a nice...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Nick O'Leary, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills get a bit closer. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to draw up those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. If you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Throwing on first down is Bortles. Flushed out right. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Here we go. Blue 45. Blue 45.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down. Here's Brad Nordman now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They'll try and get the running game going with McCoy. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now Taylor toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Charles Clay is tied in the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. Taylor now to throw on 3rd down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Throwing now is Bortles. Can't find anyone open. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And here come the Bills. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Bills getting set to go. After the interception, here's Taylor. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And got his man complete. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills cut into that lead. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front, but I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
Wilson, the tight end, goes in motion. Throwing his Bortles on third down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football. 2
yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
From the gun on third down, Bortles. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. The strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It's a gain of 6 on the play. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. On first and 10, here's Bortles. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Now Bortles. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield. Those guys made that play possible.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Now he's hit, and Bortles fumble. It's loose. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And that is incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And it's fourth down. So out comes the field goal team once more. And this will be a 45-yard attempt.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1 play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1 play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. So 2nd and 10 here. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. Surveying the field. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Taylor eluding the pressure right. And that's incomplete. The intended receiver was Corey Brown. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Taylor on 4th down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And they're set up in a golden position here right around the 10-yard line. And now out come the Jags. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
2nd and goal from the 5. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Time for a break. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. We'll come back and see this one out after this. And the offense still needs 9 yards here on 3rd and goal. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave him with a long 4th and goal. On now is the kicker, Jason Myers, for the field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will make this now an 18-point ball game. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. On 2nd down, here's Taylor. Left side here, caught by Clay. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Now it's Taylor. He'll set up the screen to McCoy. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it's looking like the Jags are going to win this football game. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Bortles going to look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. He's got a man, complete, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Allen Robinson with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.